Smoking through it all, cause nothing in life lasts forever. We don't want these hoes, don't want the fame, we want the cheddar. Told her we can have it all if we do it together. You know I'ma pass the ball, but only to my brother. You know I'ma pass the blunt, but only to my sister. I'ma pass the bottle, pass these hoes off to my niggas.
So audio is now live, and we're just gonna get right into it, man. So it ain't exclusive if it ain't an EMLN exclusive. It's your boy BQ, and welcome to the Low Key Facts podcast. We're in the beautiful downtown San Jose, 408 Silicon Valley. And I'm accompanied by a special individual. This individual is attacking a very niche industry. You got to have a lot of personality to obtain this occupation. And everybody knows that the culture in San Jose offers a great scene in comedy. Everyone knows the Improv. And to get an opportunity to fill in that role and being from San Jose to open up for other people. And this is just based on the research that I've been doing. Shout out to this individual. He goes by Frankie Marco Comedy.
Yeah.
What is up, man? What's going down? Thank you for coming down today.
Yeah. Frankie Marcos, as in a dude named Marco, but there's hella of them. Marcos.
Hella
Marcos. But yeah, it's Filipino. That's the last name.
Yeah, bro. I definitely saw the Latino on you, but when you saw Filipino, I was like, oh shit, I didn't see that coming. But the energy and like your genuine energy, like, I could tell that stems from like the Filipino culture.
Yeah.
So like, you know, what's going down, bro? How you feeling?
Filipinos are confident, like excessively confident. It's like, God damn, this guy's
all the pares,
hella
man.
Proud. Yeah, I like it.
Shout out to all the pares, man.
Wow, man. Yeah, I like it. But shit, man, a lot's going on. I could cuss, right?
Yeah, bro, you can do whatever the fuck you want, bro. We is EMLN exclusive, man. Come
fuck
on.
Shit, bitch. Fuck. Cunt, bitch. Shit.
All that, man. No radio, no licensing. You know what I'm saying? We get it. We get it straight to
all
it.
Indie, huh? I like to do independent stuff on my own as well. But yeah, man, I'm just throwing everything right now. I'm in the process of just throwing everything at the wall, strategy wise.
Yep.
I'm doing.
My bad. Fucking parking.
No worries. You know, I'm doing the sketches. I'm collabing with people, collabing with writers, holding meetings to collab on, talk about stand-up ideas, to talk about sketch ideas. Reaching out to videographers, photographers, connecting people. Like I had my boy Ismael yesterday, straight 100% entrepreneur, just like us. You know, he's doing a lot of different things right now.
He's from out here too?
He's from out here too,
okay.
yeah. And he's doing details, mobile details, Ismael Rivera.
Oh yeah, I saw that on your post.
Yeah, so like,
I need detail for sure.
Yeah, definitely holla at him. He's trying to get into real estate, so I connected him with my boy Darian Broadnax, who's a super successful real estate agent, I believe is the term, but whatever.
Yep.
But yeah, so you know, just connecting people like that, like, cause I'm doing a lot of time networking and connecting because I've seen how much power is in the people when you bring people together. You know,
super. I agree with that 100%. Even doing shit like this, like, you know, I don't know if you've had a chance to see some of the old content that we've done, but we brought in like artists, entrepreneurs, people that even play a role in politics, like just really trying to understand like what's happening in San Jose. Because, you know, when people think of the Bay Area, they just think San Francisco, Oakland. They just forget about the South Bay, even though it's the biggest city all over the Bay Area.
Motherfuckers forgot about South Bay.
How could you forget about the South Bay? You feel me? And on top of that, it's like 1.8 million, almost 2 million population.
Right.
So it's a big amount of people you can't just ignore. You feel me? There's too many of us. But with that being said, there's a lot of talent within that population as well.
Right.
And that's why I'm glad, you know, when we bring people down, they network off of each other and then they build off each other's energy. And next thing you know, they over here doing collabs, they're doing video work, they're doing model shoots. And like what you just said, like that's what it's all about, because it's within the people. Like the people itself, they know what's real and what's not real.
Right.
So when it comes from a real place, a pure place, people really appreciate that. I appreciate that. At least I can speak for myself.
Right.
So what is it with that? Like, do you feel like when you meet someone and you see what they're doing, what they're working on, and then you like, you think of someone that pops in, you're like, oh, I know someone that could use you, right? Not use you, but like they can utilize your services. Like, is that something that pops in your head, or is it more like, oh shit, I didn't even realize that you guys do this. Like, you guys should do this together. How does it work for you? Like when you connect people?
It's been an ongoing thing of just like working on myself the past 4 years of like, how can I be more compassionate? How can I be more, you know, inclusive of everybody, you know, less selfish and more selfless, and so anyways, but yeah, when I talk to people, I just like to see where they fit in the puzzle, and I've done this thing recently where I exercise the habit of being like, this is my boy Cinema Steve. He graduated from San Jose State for film school, which I work with Steve, so shout out to him. But like, when I introduce people, I'll be like, this is my boy Sean. He created Oaktown Soul. You know, he created his own business. I watched him do it in 2 years, and now he's a full-time entrepreneur. He's making his own money. Fuck these white people's money. Like, get your own shit.
Yeah, real shit. I believe
so
in
every
that,
time I
sure.
introduce people who are doing things with their life, I say, this is my boy. He does this, 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 and this. This is my homie. He does this, 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 and this. And now it goes from an interaction of, yo, this is my homie Steve. This is my homie Jeff. Hey, what's good, bro? And then you just walk away, forget forever. Or if you say, this is my homie that does this, this, and this. He's really good at this. He's the type of person that does this shit. Then they'll be like, oh, man, that's a cool cat. I need to know him. Yo, what's your gram? What's your number? Whatever. And then they might connect down the road, and now you're providing value into these people's lives that can, be exponentially, valuable later on. And so, also with the fans too and the support, like, taking time to talk to them every once in a while and just kind of see how they're doing, or just take more time to respond to comments and shit. Like, I'm trying to do that more, send more personal invitations, because if you have a real relationship with your people and your network, it's like that's going to be exponentially way more valuable, as opposed to if you're one of these motherfuckers that's just taking from people all the time. First, you're going to be miserable. Yes. You're going to be miserable, and and secondly, you're not going to get anything back from that person that you took from, because they're going to know you're a piece of shit. So like, period. My whole focus has been like, get value, bring value, and get value from everybody that interact with. Like, we're gonna get something from each other from this. And every time I work with somebody, it's like, okay, what are you good at? What can we do? Can we share resources? Can we share connections? Can we collab? Can I introduce you to somebody? Can you introduce me to somebody? Did you read a book, something that you got, something valuable from that you could share with me, because you know who I am, like, and vice versa. So, just having a lot of powerful conversations with a lot of real cool people, powerful people, and really surrounding myself, because a lot of people say that they do that, but they don't. They just kind of, I'm going to cut you off. Bitch, like, who gives what are you doing? You should have been cut them off, so.
No, that's real. I think that's very true. Do you feel like when you network with people that you're networking with a specific person because you see the value, or do you find value in every single person you meet?
I try to. I'm definitely an optimist, like almost excessively. I'm really positive. Like, comedians hate that shit. They're like,
hey,
why are you so fucking positive, bro? Like, you eating healthy? You fucking work out? You probably eat salads, huh, you pussy ass bitch? Like, they're haters. But anyways.
It'd be like that. I bet it'd be. Because I see your workout shit too. I'd be like, damn, even the last skit you did, it had me weak as fuck when you were showing the Planet Fitness. You were showing 24-hour fitness. That shit had me weak, because I was literally thinking like, damn, Planet Fitness, it always had that stereotype that it was like low budget. You kind of had people that are just wasting time. And 24-hour. And then I wasn't familiar with the second gym. What gym was that?
That's Equinox. That's the one that Kanye was rapping. I need every bad bitch up at Equinox. That's the
see, that shit had me weak. Like, give me $1,000. Yeah. That shit had me weak as fuck, because I was like, man, people take your money left and right. But and that's the thing too. When I seen you doing them scissor kicks, I was like, damn, this boy really athletic. And I actually started browsing through your page and seeing that you also not only do you brand yourself as a comedian and an actor, but you also brand yourself as someone in fitness. Yeah. So I'm assuming that's another passion of yours.
Yeah, definitely. I've been playing sports my whole life, like basketball since I was 4, and then I started playing football in high school. My brother was an all-star football player, and my dad could grab rim, and he was like 5'5", so he had hops.
Damn, he had bunnies. Real bunnies.
Yeah.
5'5", dude. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
That's like Nate Robinson is like 5'9", but still though, for a short dude to touch rim, that's always impressive.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't care what no one says.
Yeah. So definitely, I always loved sports, and then I started like, I always wanted to be swole, but I was always hella skinny and short. So like, once I turned like 26, 27. My metabolism changed, and I finally was able to widen out a little bit and like get the muscle that like, people see now, because I didn't always have it. So now that I kind of got it, I'm like, oh man, I'm obsessed with this shit. Like, I love how this feels, how I look. Like, I don't look like, I don't know, I look like a stick before, so fuck that life.
Health is wealth though, man. Shit, I feel like
up.
if you invest in your health, then it's gonna pay off in the long run. Right. I'm obviously, contradicting myself, because I have my momentum when I'm like waking up early, working out and shit, and then I also get in time periods I'm like, fuck, bro, I can't get up. Like, and then eventually, like, it'll be one day, next day, next thing you know, it's been a whole week off. And if you're older than like 26, 27, and you mentioned like your metabolism, you know, you could get fluffy real quick. And like, I can speak for myself. Like I got burritos every other week too, and that shit adds up. So like, what do you feel like, you know, this is like a specific question since you're knowledgeable to this. When it comes to fitness for someone that's older and trying to like get back into their metabolism and like understanding it, what would you recommend for them to like implement to get like to do more cutting and being able to lose weight in a sense? Because like, you know, when you get older, you don't realize how much that impacts you until you're like, oh shit, after eating McDonald's, like that shit ain't supposed to sit like that, even if it's just a McChicken, you know what I mean? Like
yeah, I mean, for a lot of people, I mean, obviously, number one, you got to make it a priority. And then just kind of general, you know, as they tell trainers, like, we're not registered dietitians, so we don't really give nutritional advice, although we can give, like, general health tips, general nutritional advice. But I would say just do something that's sustainable for you because everybody's different. So one person can eat complete trash and be totally fine and be shredded, you know.
I've seen that. I've seen motherfuckers do that shit. My boy Leia, he's a firefighter, and he literally be eating like big ass plates of spaghetti, but he be like doing some crazy intense ass workouts. Right. I feel like, you know, everyone's different though. You know, everyone's body's different.
Yeah, do what's sustainable. So if you could do something with like, if you just took out, I'm gonna stop drinking sodas, I'm gonna stop eating fast food, and I'll cut my carbs just a little bit, like 30%. You'll see a big ass difference already. And then as long as you can sustain that, if you could go more extreme and be okay with that, like my boy Daoud, he's a comedian. He is on keto, and I'm like, that's hard as fuck for me to give up breads and like sugars and all that. He says it's hella easy for him, and he doesn't work out, and he lost hella weight, and he's kept that weight off.
Yeah, I seen.
And I'm like, I can't do that shit. For me, that's hella hard. I could work out hella and eat whatever, but I can't get on the diet.
That's
and
my
he's
issue.
like, no, I'm the other way around. So
yeah.
So whatever's sustainable for you, but you got to take it step by like baby steps, man. I tell everybody.
I'm tucking my shirt and shit.
It's all good.
So I definitely want to unpack a little bit more because, you know, I'm flowing in shit right now, but I definitely want to unpack some more about your story and for people to kind of get a better understanding if this is their first time hearing you. But just going based on some of your recent posts, I've noticed like when the vibe I get when I go through your gram is like a journey. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm getting the whole experience of like someone starting it from the very beginning and chasing something big. Yeah. So what do you feel like that is for you in the sense of like your vision and what you're trying to obtain?
I want people to be able to see a documentation of the lifestyle that I live and how I came up, because there's a lot of us have role models like that are famous or that are huge in the world. They're super successful, but not a lot of us have role models that we can reach out to, let alone just talk to about real deep things about how you're feeling emotionally, you know, to talk about your trauma, about your mental health. And then on top of that, we don't have a lot of people that are role models that are close to us in, you know, in like just social status. Like there's people that I've spoken to recently that are like, you know what, you really inspire me because you're in this position where you're starting to come up and I'm still next to you, you know, and it's not like, you know, like E40, one of my heroes, like he's a role model, but he's, you know, I'm not quite next to him yet. Yeah. But so we need people that are on the come up that you can see, like, look at, this is how I'm doing it. This is how I'm changing my life. Yeah. Look at this ratchet ass house I came from. Look at what I have now. Look at the job that I quit to do this. And, you know, I just kept trying different strategies, and this is how now I have this fitness business where I'm not gonna have to go back to a job after, you know, quarantine ends. So it's like, and it took a long time, but
for sure,
just, you know, showing everybody like, this is the strategies I use. This is what makes me happy. This is what makes me money. This is techniques I use. This is what I've learned. This is, you know, everything. This is all the fuck ups I've done. This is like me being transparent, open to you. Hopefully we can connect. I've done some weird shit. I've done some dumb shit. I'm going to tell you about it in a comedic way. And if you can relate, that's dope. If you can't, who gives a fuck? But I just want people to see like, yo, this is how he did it. And like, I could do that too. I'm not disappeared. I'm not a billionaire that's up there that they think I could never get there. It's like, no, look, I'm making like $60K a year and I'm happy as fuck. And you could do that too.
Period.
Like, even if I was making $40K right now, I'd be happy as fuck at the opportunities that I get to, the people that I get to work with, the fact that I get to do what I love, I get to create, express, collab. Like that to me alone, like I'm enjoying the process. So I feel rich every day. I feel like a superhero every day, like no bullshit, because I'm really healthy and because I get to do what I love. And trust me, like I bomb, like still, like it happens.
Yeah.
There's days where, like the other day, I was headlining a show, and it was outdoors in Santa Rosa, and I had a great time. But there was like a car club going by, so it's just I'm doing my set, and then I'm bringing them in, set up. Here comes the punchline. So I'm like,
fucking hearing cars.
my fucking Theo drives by, and just fucks it up, and I'm like, God damn it! But it was a good challenge.
Yeah.
And then the tables are spread out, so people are less likely to pay attention, and the laughter kind of disappears. So it's tough to get momentum and catch on fire. Like indoors in comedy clubs, the laughter bounces everywhere. You catch flame and you just start killing. But when you're outside, it's way harder.
Yeah.
So trust me, like
challenge.
there's days, where I struggle. There's days where I fuck off. Like I don't feel motivated, but mostly every day I'm really happy, that I get to do what I'm doing.
That's real, bro. I respect that. I feel like I heard something similar by Gary Vee, who talks about like, there's a lot of people that are millionaires and people that create these, $1 million companies, but they're fucking depressed as shit.
Right.
Because they're not really doing what they love. They're able to attain that money status, but they're not really doing what they love. And he says like, people that sell baseball cards for a living and they make $55,000 a year, but you love every day of the life,
Right.
You are winning. And I agree with that. I feel like most people what they could take away from what you just said is that if you find fulfillment in what you do and you're able to profit from it, that's one of the biggest steps of like living life, and especially in like the way economically how everything is designed. You need money to survive, but if you could find something that is not necessarily surviving, you're living. Right. So that's big, bro. Kudos to you for that shit, bro.
Right on, man.
Another thing that you mentioned too about you playing sports, and then you were playing sports at a young age in San Jose. I'm assuming. Were you born and raised in San Jose?
Yep.
So what high school did you go to? Like, did you go to high school out here?
San Jose High, ratchet
Okay,
ass,
San Jose
Catch a
High.
Case Academy.
Bulldogs, right?
Yep.
The Bulldogs. Did you play football for the Bulldogs?
Yeah.
That's where I recognized on one of your skits. That's what I was gonna ask you. Was like, what team did you play for? Because you had the Marcos jersey in the back.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, I'm trying to figure out what team that is. But obviously, it was either Mount Pleasant, San Jose High, or Willow Glen. That was my guesses.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Got it
that's
right,
what's up.
man. I was trash. My junior year was the first time I played.
Hey.
Complete garbage. I was scared to hit. And then my brother's like all-star, so everybody's all fucking hyping me up. You
They're
got to
like,
be hella
his
good.
brother, shit, he's nice.
Yeah.
His brother's gonna be even better too.
Yeah. But then after summer camp, junior year, then I learned how to hit. And then senior year, I got nice. But
Okay.
my brother was locked up at the time,
Oh,
so he didn't even
shit.
get to see me. I'm like, bro, you saw me just eat dicks for a whole year, and then just letting down the family and the last
Yeah,
name.
and then I gotta put
and
the
then it
burden
gets
on you
locked
now
up,
to carry
yeah.
the team and shit. Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So like, how did you get into like wanting to do comedy? Because I feel like when it comes to that, because you were mentioning like the like what the feelings of being on stage, like being under pressure, under the challenges of noise, because you said like now that quarantine has happened, like it's impacted the way events are now being orchestrated and stuff. No, they're no longer indoor, and if they are, it's like a very limited amount. But in this scenario, you were outdoor and you're in stage and you're dealing with so much pressure. And you said you've been in situations where you bombed it, and you've been in times where it's like you've been under that pressure. So how did you like? Because I feel like that's just challenging. Like what I'm trying to say is like that shit it takes a lot of courage and a lot of self-development, because you're always improving your craft. Perseverance. Yeah. So like how did you even feel like ready to do something like that? What were you like? What triggered you to be like, you know what? I'm gonna do this.
Well, I mean, one, I got booked, so I'm like, all right. I know that this girl Kayla Keller runs good shows.
Mm-hmm.
It's more just the thirst. Like, absolutely, we're fucking thirsty ratchets right now. Comedians are hungry as hell to just get that feeling.
Yeah.
And we used to talk hella shit about outdoor shows. We're like, God, this shit is trash.
But it was a normal thing at the time before pre-COVID.
Yeah, man, we were at comedy clubs with 2-drink minimums. People were buzzed, sitting down with the air conditioning on a little bit extra, so they're wide awake. They're paying attention. There's a spotlight. Yeah, there's rules enforced. So like we were spoiled. Like we were getting laughs. We were crushed, and then obviously quarantine hit, and it's like, okay, we don't have none of that right now. So as things start to open up again right now, if it's outdoors, we used to hate that, but now it's like, please give me that. I'll do anything for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like we were eating fillets, and they're like, okay, you got ramen. And we're like, yeah, please give me the ramen as long as I'm not starving, because I'm going to starve to death if you don't give me a stage. So, yeah.
So these outdoor settings, is this somewhere in San Jose, or is this out? You said Santa Rosa?
Santa Rosa,
so
yeah.
Is that where
North Bay.
Is that where like majority of the opportunities have been coming from lately, or is that just one of the many?
Yeah, they're everywhere. There's some Republican places that just don't believe in COVID that are just wide the fuck open.
No mask.
Just schmuck asses. Yeah, the whole world is a whole conspiracy. It's just it
really is, bro.
It's a hoax for the whole world. Yeah.
I don't even know what to believe. The Pentagon just announced that UFOs, extraterrestrial vehicles, appeared. I'm like, how did you just announce that with no one even like giving a fuck?
Right.
There's so much shit going on that doesn't even feel real no more.
Right.
I'm like, I agree with you, bro. Everything is a conspiracy. Like, I don't know if COVID is real. If it is, and the ones that died, did they really die by COVID? There's different variables. I'm not trying to sound ignorant, but there's so much information that anyone could believe anything.
I definitely believe COVID is real, but sure. I definitely also agree that, like, you know, they may have tweaked the numbers. They may not have documented everything correctly. They may be exaggerating. We don't know. Yeah. But we definitely believe in that shit. We all know somebody that has it or died from it.
Yeah, exactly. I got family members too that were affected by it too.
Yeah.
You know, recently you announced that you are going to be moving to LA. And basically venturing off, I'm assuming, to the next chapter of your journey.
Yeah.
So, you know, what thought process came behind that decision? I also saw a post early on saying LA or New York. I'm assuming these were the two places you were debating.
Right.
Why did you feel like you wanted to move, and why these two places?
I didn't want to go to New York because it's fucking cold. I hella wanted to go there.
It's cold as shit over there.
I've never
been, but I know.
Yeah. I wanted New York because it's such a grimy place that doesn't give a fuck about you. And I like that because I was always spoiled and hella lovable. And everybody loves Frankie. Hey, we support you. Even to this day. Yeah. And that's incredible. I'm very happy. But it has a bad effect on the long term of thinking that things are easy in life. And they're not. It's the opposite. Yeah. So anyways, but New York will whoop your ass until you become somebody who's indestructible.
Period.
You
and
know
anything,
what I mean?
any industry I feel out there,
Absolutely.
they're gonna challenge you.
Exactly.
For sure.
And they don't give a fuck about you no matter what you came from. They don't care. So I like that because it makes you better. And stand-up comedians know that if you want to be the best, you go to New York to be a stand-up comic. It's just too cold. I just decided it's too cold.
It's too fucking cold.
Yeah.
It's far away too, man.
I could deal with getting shitted on and coming back and fighting again, but the cold, I'm a little bitch when it comes to the cold. I'm good.
You know, I agree with that. I'll probably wear some jackets and shit, you know, turn on the heater, runs up the bill. You know, it gets cold as fuck. That's all it gets cold as fuck out there. Yeah. But there's a lot of people out there, a lot of opportunity, but I do agree with you, like, in that nitty gritty, like it's gonna be in the mud, you know what I mean? Like, you're gonna be in small bars, you're gonna be in small little venues with really intense crowds, people that will say, man, you fucking suck. Like, people ain't willing, they're gonna challenge you type shit, you know what I mean? So I see what you're saying with that, and I that says a lot about your perseverance too. Like, you don't want it the easy shortcut route, you want the marathon, you know, as I always tribute to Nipsey, because he always talks about that, you know what I'm saying, the marathon. And what you're doing right now is exactly that, you know, going through different elevations of this journey and not letting anything stop you from attaining your goal.
Yeah.
And that's what we got to illustrate, man. That's why we're doing this podcast today, because you were technically the first comedian I've ever interviewed. So
dope, man.
You have that crown right now.
Honor.
Until I get someone else on here, but.
Yeah, man. I can give you some references, man.
Oh, yeah, we're going to have to run it up. And so about the L.A. trip, though, so you said the reason why you didn't go to New York. So why did you choose L.A.?
I feel like it's
warmer.
Yeah, it's warmer. Straight up. I mean, there's a lot of opportunities, too. I got to be honest. Like, you have to have a lot of self-awareness. Like, everybody should have a lot of self-awareness and knowing what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, and double down on those strengths. And I know that being somebody who's, like, fit, good looking, that just helps in LA. Like, it just helps. Like, New York, it will help, too, but a lot more in LA. And so that's going to give me, like, those crowds. I'm going to persevere with those LA crowds, you know. And, of course, I want the challenge. Of course, I'm going to hit the road and go internationally eventually and try all kinds of different ones. But, like, being there as home base, I would have a lot of, like, acting opportunities in my backyard, auditions, you know. All the comedy clubs are right there. It still have the nice weather.
I fuck with the Laugh Factory out there. You ever been out there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's who's like a comedian that like inspires you that you, because obviously you mentioned like people that are locally mentors to you, but people on that grand level that you've always been influenced by, like who are those people?
Louis C.K. pre-weird shit. Dave Chappelle.
Hey,
Bill
Dave
Burr.
Chappelle up there.
Yeah.
Go.
Definitely. Yeah. Sebastian Maniscalco, Dave Attell, Michael Che, Whitney Cummings, Ali Wong. There's so many. There's so many good comics. Mark Norman, definitely top 10 too. He just dropped a special on YouTube. Smart man. I think he got like over 2 million views already.
Man.
But yeah, definitely a mentor, or not a mentor, but a role model. Mark Norman. There's so many of them. But the number one influence overall is Chris Farley, even though he's not a stand-up. Watching him as a kid, I used to like rewind Black Sheep and...
Oh, it's the big dude.
Yeah.
Oh, the heavyset dude, right?
Yes.
I remember he passed away like in the 2000s or something like that.
Yeah.
I remember Black Sheep, Tommy Boy.
Yep.
I was just talking to my girl about that. He was actually hella funny. Like, people need to watch his old shit because he was hilarious.
Yeah, man. He was my hero. He was... I would rewind his shit over and over and remember all the lines, and I wanted to be funny like him. I wanted to be a comedian. I didn't know about stand-up back then, but I just knew I wanted to be funny, and I was good at basketball and being funny. So that's all I did as a kid, over and over. That's all I would care about.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like when it comes to being humorous, like there's different ways to illustrate that. It could be stand-up with your dialogue and your creativity with your words and your versatility, and then with acting, you could illustrate just a great like a point of view. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I took away with your comedy skits too, because you got comedy skits and then stand-up. Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like I've always had random aspirations to do acting, but I never did anything, and this is kind of like my first step to try to do it eventually. Yeah. And maybe I could get some tips from you and ask like, how did you start your first skit? And, so when it goes to the skit process, like, do you write out your skits or do you have someone that helps you write them out? So how does that work?
I'm going to answer that and also loop back in what you said about the first time about trying it out.
Hell yeah.
Because like anything, like a lot of things, you just got to do it. Like don't overthink it, because as humans we tend to overthink and then we come up with excuses. And anyway, so like the first video that I did for YouTube, I just put on my phone on the kitchen table and I just talked shit about Facebook. Yeah,
I think I watched that. You were talking about girls that be annoying or people that annoy the shit out of me, and you were talking about your feet fetishes. Yeah, fucking having feet fetishes. That shit's hella funny. The people do have some weird fetishes. And if you're on do you have Twitter?
Yep.
If you be on the timeline at certain hours, people get too open about shit. TMI and shit. For sure.
Yeah, I'm not on there much, but yeah, like talking about how people take pictures of their empty plate with sauce on it. Like you're a fucking idiot. Like and then dudes taking pictures of their feet, or girls too. Like it's just I don't know. Just things that were annoying. That was the easiest thing to do at the time.
It was different time too, because Facebook, you had the like my status to be honest type thing. Yeah, you know what I mean. Totally different trends than it is now. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So, but yeah, that was the first one that I did. I just used the phone and I just talked shit into the fucking thing, and then I just edited it and put it up. Yeah. And then I got a little bit more complex as I went on. Mm-hmm. But again, it like even now, it's not like I'm barely scratching the surface as far as like production goes, and as far as like my writing abilities and my acting abilities. Like I'm barely starting to figure things out, and even like finding my voice in stand-up, because they say that it takes a minimum of 10 years to where you're like, okay, I really know who I am. I really know what to talk about. Like once you hit your 10 years, they say, and year 11, that's when you're a 1-year-old baby in comedy. Like you're barely starting to figure shit out, So I've had some cool little accomplishments, but I haven't even started yet. So that's why I'm really excited. Yeah.
I fuck with that, bro. It's definitely like when it comes to being a craftsman, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to being a craft, they say the same thing about business too. They say when you start a business, you don't actually end up, scaling or being profitable until like 5 to 10 years. Right. Like for me, I started EMLN in 2015 when I was 19 years old. I'm 26 now. Nice. And I'm barely kind of like figuring out, okay, now I know what I want to do. I know who I want to market to,
Right.
who's my audience, how I'm going to integrate vertically. Like, I understand now. But it took so many fuck-ups, though. Like, literally, like, constantly left, right, up, down, like, to the point where it's like, okay, I think I got a niche now, like, how I want to go about it.
Yeah.
But learning is forever, though. I agree with that 100%. So I guess, like, where I want to take this conversation to is understand your relationship with Oakland. Because I saw a few skits that had me weak as fuck when you were like driving by and you were like, oh, this is Oakland, like moving from San Jose to Oakland. He's like, oh, it's nice out here. Look at those two ladies. It looks so lovely. And they're just getting robbed. Like, give me your bag.
Yeah.
And they fucking dip off. You're like, oh, shit. Let's go get some tacos.
Yeah.
Speaking of tacos, you got one on your shirt. But yeah, bro, that shit had me weak. So, you know, to start doing skits in Oakland, I think is dope because I feel like Oakland has such a culture that people will not understand unless they see it themselves.
Right.
And you were able to illustrate that in that skit. So, what's your relationship with Oakland? You know, because you lived there for a time period of your life in the Bay Area. So how was that? And, you know, how did you get introduced to that?
That was a little over 2 years. Doing stand-up, coming up out here in San Jose was great. It's a real warm community of comics. It is a cool amount of venues. Obviously, the legendary San Jose Improv. But eventually, you hit a ceiling out here in San Jose. And so I had to move on to either Chicago or even like Boston is a good secondary place to go, or SF or Oakland. And then obviously like the last level is LA and New York. But I wanted to level up and create a new reality for myself because I knew that Oakland was so different from San Jose. Both technically the Bay, but they're definitely different places.
Cultures.
Right.
Completely different.
Right. So I wanted to go there because there's way more shows in Oakland and SF. SF's right across the bridge. So, and then just like I said, the reality. I wanted to flip my reality, change this shit up so now I can talk about it as a comedian and you know, the differences and like you said, culture. There's so much out there and, you know, it's just diversity. Like, oh, shit, there's actually black people here. Tight. Like, I didn't get a lot of that, you know? And like, you know, the home of pimping and sideshows and, you know, slanging and and like not giving a fuck. Like, I'm from the town, I don't give a fuck. Like,
that's really what it be
real
like.
shit. Like,
That's
people
real.
are walking in front of your car. That's why I made that sketch about never honking East Oakland because that's real shit. Like, if you honk in Oakland, be ready to die because you have to like think before, and that's what I love. Like I love Oakland. It's home of the Black Panthers. It's a badass. Like you know, you're in town. Like you gotta respect. Oh, like you don't have to like. You ain't gotta like it, but you gotta respect.
No, that's
it.
real.
Straight up. And I loved that. I love that straight big tortilla energy out there. You know what I mean?
Big
like
tortilla energy.
Watch
I
out.
heard that one before. That's hella funny.
I like that because it instills that in you. It makes you your instincts stronger.
Yeah.
Being in the hood, you automatically your instincts get stronger. You get a little bit more sharky as far as like making moves and being strategic. You know, giving and getting game and like being more aggressive, assertive. Like all of that is really important. And in the community and like they're more informed out there. They're just more woke. Like it is so much in Oakland. You know, great food and like. There's a lot that people don't know about, you know? So that was it was a great experience. And then on top of that, I got to live with my boy Sean Fent, creator of Oaktown Soul, that, you know, he grew his business and being around him and the people that he brought into his business was a big influence too. A lot from like, as far as being strategic and networking and self-control, you know what I mean? Like not being a ratchet, like make that shit real. Like you gotta, you know, because if you invest your energy fucking around, it's like it's gonna really mess up your creative,
for sure,
whatever you're trying to conquer. Like it's gonna come back. Like that shit is not good. You know, I wasn't being super scandalous, but at the same time, I wasn't, you know, focusing as optimal as I should have. But anyways. So, you know, just being around really creative people was definitely a upgrade in my character being out there. So I took all that with me, and now I'm going to see what can I get from SoCal? What can I get from here? And, like, all of the people that I meet, all of the support that I have, all the places I've been, I take the gems from all of it, and I just bring it into myself. And it's like my success, whatever thus far and continue, will be because of the people that I met, the things that I went through. So that's why, you know, I like to network so much because, like, that community that you have is so important.
Yeah, it's real, man. You gotta soak the game up like a sponge, man. Call yourself SpongeBob. It's real.
Yep.
What you said that was interesting to me, which I hella relate with, which I feel like I don't talk enough about, is the smart and the book smart. Like, it's the street smart game that you get from the Bay Area culture that's so unique in its own way that when you go outside of this geographic, people feel that energy.
Right.
Like, they see that you're different, your energy, you're confident, like you have that finesse, like not finesse like you're gonna do wrong, but like how you said, you're strategic, like you find ways to make play. I feel like when I would go to LA, because I used to do sneaker con, like to sell the clothes and stuff, and I would be out there in front of different people from LA and other cities, and I always sensed like everyone was kind of moving the same. But then when I brought like an energy, like I'm over here slapping some SOB, I'm dancing, setting up my racks, and people were like, who the hell is this guy? Like, you know what I mean? And I feel like that was so natural for me, like just the way I was brought up here in San Jose, and, you know, obviously getting my little taste of Oakland in the city. That's something that is so unique in its own way that nowhere else. You probably have energy in different, you know, cities, but when it comes to San Jose, the Bay Area, like there's something different out here. I know it. Like the lingo. Look at the culture, bro. Even the music, like all the music that's popping now stems from the Bay Area. Either it's a dance, whether it's a new hit song, or moving independently. You know, independent started like with E40 and like Master P and all these people in that space. So yeah, bro, I agree with you on that. Like, you feel like being, I tweeted something like that saying, a book smart and a street smart individual is a dangerous individual. Right. Because I believe that. Like, if you actually take the time to study some shit, and you also game savvy on the streets, you could really fuck up the game.
Hell,
you know what I mean? Like, you could really take over whatever you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Do you catch that with yourself? Like, is that what I'm, you know, am I catching your drift and what I'm saying right now?
Yeah, of course, man. I try to, like I said, I always try to get value in the people that I talk to, and, you know, what life lessons have you learned lately? Yeah. What books have you read? Like, what are you juggling right now with your, you know, your life or your job or your career or your side hustle? How has that side hustle graduated to a full-time business now? Like, yeah, exactly. And what strategies have you learned and have you implemented? Because, you know, can I learn anything? Can I give you anything lately? You know, and that's an ongoing thing. So it's really cool. Always learning. You know, I wish I would have known back then. I was watching an interview with, you know, Kevin Hart, and he was like, I wish I would have known that learning was cool back in school, you know?
Yeah, that's true, bro. A lot of things that we know, we have to unlearn, you know, like when it comes to education, voting, so many shit. Like, we're taught to believe the negative of it. Right. But in reality, as we get older, we're like, fuck, I should have been working on my credit. You know what I mean? Like, all that type of shit. That's so true, though.
Yeah, and I feel like I got a lot of character from a lot of people who are doing things, like I said, who weren't huge, but they were somewhere in the middle of on the come up, and those people kind of helped me get the belief in myself. And now I'm at a point where, you know, I don't even have a TV credit yet, but I can tell you that I'll be one of the best because of my drive, and like I know what my strengths are, and I know how exactly where I want to go, and I've built up like all of the integrity, I've built up the work ethic to where it's like I don't have an ounce of doubt in my body no more. As before, it was like, I don't know, like I'm trying to juggle this job, and then I was working 3 jobs, and then, you know, trying to do, and then doing comedy, and then down to 2 jobs, then doing comedy, then trying to learn personal training, and then, but all of that was moving out of fear, you know, subconsciously, because, you know, if I really had that confidence earlier on at that point in my life, I would have been throwing 100% into the craft. Yeah. Maybe working 30 hours at some job that I didn't give a fuck about, but I would work really hard and then get off work and throw all of my energy into comedy at that point. But I didn't have the belief built up. Yeah. Now that I have it, it's like I'm investing everything in being creative and strategic. And the fruits are starting to manifest, you know? That's
amazing, man. Especially, like, when you do that mental shift from going to defense to offense. Like, that's what I take away what you just said. Like, out of fear, you're like, your defense. Like, okay, like, now that happened, like, how do I react to it? But now it's like, all right, we're going to do this. We're going to do that. Fuck it. We're moving here. We're going to do this. Like, it's a mental shift. Like, you mentally have to commit to that, and then you see it low-key manifest. Right. So, bro, I'm right here with you with this shit right now.
Yeah.
I definitely feel you.
And the way you speak too, like just how you said, I'm about to do this, I'm about to do this,
Yep.
I am this.
Yep.
Like when I opened for Guy Tori at the San Jose Improv, I was talking to him in the green room, and he watched every set of mine. Like he didn't have to do that shit, but he was like, I said something about I'm trying to do this. He's like, stop fucking talking like that, bro. He's like, say I am this, I am that, I'm about to do this, I am that, I'm on my way to this. Like, don't speak with doubt. It's like I know I've seen so many people that talk about the negative things that happen to them, and it just multiplies and multiplies.
Even if you're being funny about it, it's still
fucking you up, man. Yes,
I believe that shit too. Even if you're fucking around, like you're lying about it, or it's just like, oh, I'm just joking, but you're this or you're that, or I'm this, I'm that. Like you're still in your head subconsciously reminded yourself of what that trauma or whatever that thing may be.
Yeah.
I believe in that, bro. Even if you're speaking, it's like speaking things to existence. Even if it's not something that you hope for, just the fact that you said it, you're low-key bringing that negative energy to you.
Right.
But, yeah, man, we going deep into the rabbit hole right now. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to mentality. I'm loving not only the mental fitness, the physical fitness, but the cognitive fitness.
Yeah.
But I'm going to take a quick pivot because now that I got someone that's bounced around from San Jose to Oakland, there's this controversial subject. And I need you to answer this in the most honest way possible. Mm-hmm. Who got the best Mexican food, San Jose or Oakland?
It depends if you who you put in the fight. Like, there's a taco truck off Capitol.
Who are the contenders? You're saying?
Exactly.
Oh,
yeah, if you take 3 from the town and 3 from San Jose, I think San Jose got it, man.
Who are the 3 San Jose?
You know what? I'm gonna upset people because I don't know the names. But first, my mom's friend.
He's all the fam, my tia, my abuela.
Yeah. No, there's I forget what that taco truck's called off of Capitol, on the border of Eastside and Milpitas, at the Valero gas station. This is the best tacos that I've ever had up to this day. It's a Salvadorian / Mexican spot, and they have fresh pupusas, and they make fresh tortillas every day. Pupusas. They make their 2 different salsas are the best salsas that I've had. Like, La Vix ain't shit. Look, no offense, but it ain't.
This is the third time I had this conversation.
Yeah,
it's real.
It's really not. But
no
yeah,
disrespect to the owners, man.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just the culture thing. People know, man. They know the difference.
Yeah. Damn. So that place, I would put that place up against anybody. That taco truck.
Yeah. Just that one. What about like La Costa, Angelo's, El Paisa? You know
all the spots.
You already know. I know Oakland. See, the thing is though, I went to Oakland at Lake Merritt last time, and what was that spot? There's Homeroom. It's like a macaroni spot.
Homeroom is bomb.
That shit set in my gut. Too nice. And then the second one, I tried to go to Flippin' Soul, but it was packed. I didn't even know how packed it was.
Yeah.
And I think there was one more place that we went to. Was it, or was it just those 2? We went to the city, that's why, for the Chinese spot. That shit was fire, too.
Yeah.
San Jose got a lot of good Mexican food spot, but if you were to choose between San Jose and Oakland?
Yeah, I would definitely go with San Jose.
Hey, you're not being biased because you're in San Jose right now.
Nah, you got.
Because if I take this podcast to Oakland, man, I'm going to ask you again, like, you still think the same answer? Nah, I'm fucking with you. That's what's up, man. Well, now you heard it here first, man. San Jose. Oakland, we love you. We fucking love you. But we love our tacos more in San Jose. I just gotta let it be clear.
I was trying to find that taco spot on my phone. I don't know. I'll find
He's
it.
Like, gotta shout him out.
Yeah.
You watching the UFC?
Man, I haven't watched UFC in a long time.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm trying to juggle everything.
No,
right
I feel
now,
you, bro. Sometimes you don't even got time. I'm just a fan, so I'll make time. Sometimes watch a highlight YouTube. Is there any sports that you preferably like watch though, like that you're a fan of?
I love football, I love basketball, I love UFC, boxing, hockey. I'm getting a little bit into it, but I just don't have time to really watch. No, anything.
I feel it. If it's more like an occasion, like a playoff game, a Super Bowl, you'll watch.
Exactly.
But if it's like first game of the regular season,
nah, bro.
I got some shit to do. I feel you.
Yeah.
So who's your team for the football, and then we'll go with basketball, and then we'll knock it down with
Niners.
Hey. Let you pass, bro. If you said Raiders, I would have kicked you out. No, I'm just playing. Nah, shout out to my Raider fans. Like, I'm just biased. And then as for was it basketball?
Warriors.
Okay.
And I'll be honest, man.
I
started as a Laker. I'm not gonna lie.
I think everybody did.
A lot of people did, but you know what?
From Laker to Warriors.
Straight up.
The bandwagon's real.
Or Bulls. Some people went from Bulls when Jordan was there, but
that's facts.
Straight up, I also have another like shit to get people mad about with football too. But anyways,
oh, let's hear it. I gotta hear it, bro.
So the all right, football one was I was Niners my whole life, and then with LaDainian Tomlinson when LT was there, I went to Chargers. And then
yeah, LT was nice though. I had his jersey too.
Yeah, see what I mean? Like
he's nice. And number 21, he influenced everyone to wear 21. That was a running back.
Straight
up. Like, LT.
He did. Yep.
No, that's real. I fuck with LT. He was nice. Breaking rushing records, postseason, regular season. You know, I think it might have probably got passed up by now by someone. Like I remember hearing his name come up from someone passing it. But LT was definitely like one of them trademark names. You know what I mean? Like Michael Vick, LT, like T.O. You know, T.O. was one of those names too. T.O. It just sounds off the tongue. Ocho Cinco. That's just, you know, Ocho.
Yeah. So that was, then I went back to the Niners. And then with the basketball shit.
We still accept you.
The basketball shit, I was Lakers. And then, but I wouldn't quite call it bandwagon because, like, when I transferred over, it was Captain Jack, Baron Davis.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
that squad.
Those are the original days.
I fell in love with that squad.
That was a real Monte Ellis, Stephen Curry as a rookie, Baron Davis, Steven Jackson. Like, I already know. That was
the one.
My brother was a hardcore
Jay Rich.
Warriors. Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, classics, bro. Even people were doing remixes. Your boy, Rich Rocka, doing remixes to the Warriors that time. Like, that's some real bass shit, bro. And that's the thing. Like, if you ask some of these gentrified Bay Areans about the Warriors culture, they couldn't even name any of those players. Yeah. And those are the classic. When the fucking Warriors was actual lightning, man.
Yeah. See, that's what I liked. Is that I liked the fans. I liked the players. I liked the energy they brought. It was explosive, you know. So that's why it came.
Yeah,
over.
they definitely brought different energy. And speaking of energy, man, there's been fucking lightning energy. There's been heat energy. All types of shit going on with the weather out here. Did you wake up from the lightning recently?
I was
knocked out cold.
I hustle all day, so when it's time to go to sleep, I'm dead.
Dog,
you know what I mean? I'm deceased. But did it wake you? I heard it woke up a lot of people.
Yeah, bro. I'm a heavy sleeper for surely, but for some reason I woke up, I heard some shit. Well, my girl woke me up because she was tripping, and then I was like, "What the fuck?" I started tripping. I was like, "What the fuck you doing?" And then I was like, I looked out the window, saw a flash. I was like, "What the hell?" Hopped outside the house at 6 a.m. Looked up, and it was. If you look at my snap, it was kind of scary because you just see the flash, and it goes doom doom like the fucking thunder, and then you hear the fucking siren. I'm like, damn, what the fuck is going on right now? It's 6 a.m. I'm barely getting out of bed. I'm like, bro, what's going on in Skyway or Monterey, wherever?
You thought the superheroes were here from Marvel or something?
Yeah, I thought fucking Avengers assembled or some shit, bro. I thought fucking Thor came back.
Flash, Storm.
Man, bro. If you could be a Marvel character, who would you be?
Wolverine is hacky as fuck to say, unoriginal, but I don't give a fuck. He's dope.
Wolverine's fucking one of a kind, bro. Did you ever play Marvel vs. Capcom?
Of course,
bro. That's a legendary game.
That game is the shit. Yeah.
When the games don't even look like the characters, they just look like little blobs and shit. You know what I'm saying? That shit's real. Did you play PS2, PS3, or you play Xbox?
Yeah, I came from all those PlayStation up until I think PS3 is when I like stopped gaming.
Retired. Put in hang the controller.
Yeah, I was doing a lot of Call of Duty, a lot of fuck that I shot a first.
Talking shit over the thing and shit.
Yeah.
I used to get really
get
it's
hella
funny.
mad.
You have grown ass men cussing out little ass kid. Get your little ass. That's why your mama fucking tell your ass to go to bed soon. You know what I'm saying? Talking mad shit. I was definitely one of those people.
Yeah.
Sometimes he was overdoing it, but
definitely.
Sometimes these kids get over. They get out of control though. They'll say some out of pocket shit.
Yeah.
Little ass kids.
They're trying to rip the heart out. They're going racist. They're going everything. Your dad's dead. Like just fucked up shit. Your dad is hella dead. Like whoa, Timmy. Like chill.
and that's the thing too. I want to ask you because like usually comedians that I look at too, like some of my favorite comedians like D. Ray Davis, Dave Chappelle. Cat Williams, of course, is a legend.
Yeah.
I feel like Area Spears. Sometimes their comedy style comes from like a dark place, and they make fucked up shit hella funny. And I love that kind of humor. You know what I mean? That's just my type of humor. So like, how is that like? Do you do that type of shit where you are kind of like you shed light on a situation but you make it humorous? Because I think you kind of did some skit recently about the Portland protesters.
Yeah.
And you took him. He's like, oh yeah, put your hands on the arrest. And they're like, well, I forgot, was it surprise or some shit?
So the Portland protesters were getting snatched up, I guess. I don't know. I guess I don't know the whole thing, but apparently they were getting grabbed by cops or by other people who were off-duty cops. Or I don't know exactly how it goes. Don't quote me on this shit. Don't fucking whatever. But basically, protesters were getting grabbed and put in vans and taken to jail or whatever.
Yeah.
So we did a spoof on it, and my boy Ahmed was doing Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
And then me and my boy pull up, and we're like, that's enough. And we grab him, we put a bag over his head, and we took him to a birthday celebration of his own birthday. We're like, you're gonna get what you deserve. And then we pull the bag off his head, and then we're like, happy birthday, your life matters. Like,
and that's what I thought was hella funny, and that's what I'm saying, like, comedians find, like, because technically that situation is fucking serious, you know what I mean? But I laughed at it because I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
And I noticed that's like a common thing with comedians, like they make a serious situation but make it kind of humorous.
Yeah, I mean, because there's always, even through whatever good times you can find in the world, in our country, there's always been good times, and it's always been fucked up. There's never been a point where it hasn't been fucked up.
Yeah.
And our job my job is to find the light in it and find what's funny and turn whatever that nasty shit is into something that people can digest and enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
And we're willing to take that criticism of, I don't like what you said, and I'm Debbie, and I'll fucking talk to you.
The Karens and shit.
All the Karens. Fuck, what's up? I don't
What's
care.
up?
This is what I do. I'm willing to take the heat to do what I love. So that's our job.
It's a different time period for comedians now, because I mean, like in the mainstream level, like people getting canceled. Like,
right.
I feel like the only person in the game right now that can legitimately say anything and not get canceled is Dave Chappelle.
Yep.
And I feel like, he's always been that like style of comedian, and now, it low-key benefited him that he was gone for so long.
Yeah.
And then now he's able to just come in and like continue his brand.
Yeah. And one of the reasons why he can get away with that is because he's so great.
He's fucking great, bro.
You can't talk about some of the things he talks about unless you're Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
If you're that good, then you can get away with it. A lot of comics will try to make dark jokes, and they're just trash, and then they just sound like an asshole, and they're not funny.
Yeah.
And then they end up getting canceled,
Yeah. They'll be like, what'd you just say? Out of pocket shit.
Right.
And one of the last things I wanted to mention, since I know that you have content on TikTok recently, like, we've been having mixed conversations outside the mic trying to figure out if it's banned or it's not banned.
Yeah.
But now the new competition for TikTok is IG Reels. So, like, are you going to experiment anything with IG Reels, or are you just going to keep making TikTok until Uncle Donald says it's over with?
I think TikTok is going to stay alive. I think somebody's going to buy it. Like you said, Microsoft might get it.
Yeah, I heard through the grapevine that Microsoft is trying to acquire it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to, I read Gary Vee's book, and he's like, always try to stay ahead of the curve on, trends, on what apps are coming out, what new functions on the apps are coming out. Try to be the first one on it, because that's that open land for you to take.
For sure.
So for the Reels, that just came out. So I just dropped one on there this morning.
Nice.
It's like, try to stay ahead of it and use it. So I'm going to be posting a lot of shit on Reels, but then also TikTok, and, TikTok just they created a creators fund of $1 billion. So they put up.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so you can make money on TikTok now.
Really?
So you gotta have.
I think I seen that.
If you have 10K followers minimum, you're 18, and you got 100,000 views, I think, in the last 30 days, then you qualify and you can start to make money.
Okay.
And then if you have 100K and you have like whatever the other number is, then you can have partnership deals to where you make even more money. So I'm definitely gonna smash the gas on all of that.
There you go.
You
That's cool, bro, and that's cool that you share that, because a lot of people don't even know that.
Yeah.
Because I know there's other creators under you, other people that are barely getting into the game. They're probably even watching this, because this will come out in a couple weeks. They'll watch it and they'll be like, damn, like I need to get I need to stop playing. Like, they're probably motivated from this. So
man, there's so many stand-up comics that I know that are just starting, that have went viral on TikTok because the algorithm is so crazy. Like it's like nothing else. Like my boy Dave Nihill put up some videos. He won San Francisco International Comedy Competition. Past winners from Robin Williams, Ellen DeGeneres, Louis C.K., hella people. But anyways, but like, let's say if I put up a stand-up clip on Instagram and I get 30,000 views, if I put that same one up on TikTok, I could get like 2 million views. You know, it's that drastic. So like the fact, like I've seen comics put up clips where they're not even getting laughs, and they'll still get like 30K views, 100K views. So it's just like,
It's a different
if
ball
you're
game,
not
for
on
sure.
there, yeah, you are fucking up severely because it's easy to scale on there. It's so forgiving. Like I had a clip that went viral. It's been almost 2 months now. It's still viral. I'm still getting
Damn.
followers from it.
Damn.
So it's just use it.
Yeah.
And people are hard-headed.
I've been using it. I've been not using it. I need to be more consistent with it for sure.
Yeah, just throw everything at the wall. Anything you can put on there, just put it on there.
Okay. So you heard it here, folks, man. You got to utilize all the platforms. Don't waste any time. If you already got the research in front of you, make sure you apply it and make sure you're applying the pressure. But with that being said, is there any last minute things that you want to tell the audience, the Bay Area, San Jose, people watching this video, what to anticipate from you and what you want to send the message?
You can expect the same thing from me. You will see new things, but you're going to see more YouTube stuff, which I've been neglecting for a while. You're going to see sketches every week. You're going to see new jokes. But so you'll see a lot of the same, a lot of just content from me. You'll see a lot of me doing what I'm supposed to do and creating. But what I do want to say is to leave you guys with, make sure that you take advantage of the times that we live in. Despite all the fuckery that's happening, it's still the greatest time ever in human history to be alive. Very true. The chances of you being alive are in the multi-trillions. Just a chance to even be here. And then on top of that, being with all that technology has done and that it continues to do, we don't have to walk to the bank anymore to get money. We don't have to.
It's all digital, damn.
Yeah, don't have to go nowhere to pay bills. So like you could get everything done in 1/10 of the time, leaving you all the time to make some type of pathway for yourself, man. Like make your own lane, some type of side hustle. Even if you made $3 of your own money out of 1 month, who gives a? That's your $3.
Yep.
Not. I went to an interview and I went, can I make it? Am I worthy?
Am I worthy
if
of
I
this
make
basic salary?
You some money? Yeah. Can I get a little bit of your money? If I make you a lot of money, am I worthy? Like, fuck that, man. Make your own shit. You have everything it takes, man. Just work on yourself and find out what you're good at, because you can get anything you want in this life. And each and every one of us is deserving of a great life, of spiritual wellness and feeling rich, physically and monetarily. Like, you deserve to have zeros in your bank account. You deserve to have whatever the fuck you want. You know what I mean? Fulfillment, like great relationships, all of it. Good sex, dudes and girls. Get your fuck on, all of it, man. You guys deserve a great life. So, go get that shit and talk to people. Never be afraid to ask for help, Not because you're weak, because you want to stay strong. Shouts out to Les Brown, one of my favorite speakers in the world.
Les Brown.
Go get what you deserve in this world. That's it.
I love it, man. You
if
heard
not,
the message.
go Frank yourself.
Go Frank yourself, man. You see the marketing campaign. Don't get it twisted. Fulfillment. Lead with fulfillment. But yeah, man, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule. I know you've been all over the place, bouncing around, but thank you so much for taking the time to come down and share your story today.
Thanks for having me, man.
And how can people find you? How can they consume your content? How can they support you? How can they donate? I want to be able to kind of list all these things. I'll put a graphic so they can see.
Yeah, Frankie with an IE, Frankie M Comedy. That's on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. And you can find my YouTube channel on TikTok or Instagram. So just Frankie M Comedy, you'll find me. I got Go Frank Yourself masks. I got T-shirts. I got wristbands.
Oh, you got it all.
So yeah, man.
You got it all, man. You got to
support
support
your own money. Get your own money.
Period.
I got my own T-shirts.
There it is.
Get your own shit.
So for the ones watching, make sure you click the link on the bottom of the description. Click his website. I need you guys to stream all his videos, watch every single one individually, go through the skits, retweet, repost, and most importantly, go ahead and copy yourself a Go Frank Yourself mask, a shirt, a wristband. Go ahead and support a San Jose talent on the rise, soon to be on the rise in LA as well. So with that being said, thank you so much again for coming down. And I guess that is our conclusion for this evening. Yeah.
Thanks for having me, bro.
It ain't exclusive if it ain't an EMLN exclusive. This was the Low Key Facts podcast.
Oh,
thank you, Frankie, for coming down. And
yes,
is out.
Smoking through it all, cause nothing in life lasts forever. We don't want these hoes, don't want the fame, we want the cheddar. Told her we can have it all if we do it together. You know I'm a